It's time for a change. The kids might be driving you nuts because they've gotten older and you don't have enough space for them anymore. Or maybe you're tired of packing your computer up off the kitchen table every night now that you're working from home. Maybe you need to relocate because you're starting a new role in another city, but no matter how you cut it, it's time to move. But when you think about the process of moving, you might feel a bit overwhelmed as to where you should even start. In this quick video, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to sell your house quickly. Stick around to the end to hear the most important tip of all. If you're thinking of selling in the near future, you can also download my free seller strategy guide to give you all the tips and tricks you'll ever need. You'll find the info for that below. Okay, let's get into it. Top 5 tips to sell your home fast. Tip number 5 is presentation. This is one that all too often I see fall short. The house isn't clean. It smells like your pets because you're nose blind. It smells like strong air fresheners. There are light bulbs burnt out. There's stuff everywhere. There are personal items and photos. There's small repairs that are easy to fix, like leaky faucets or the dreaded smoke detector chirp when the batteries die. Again, when it comes to presenting your property, you only get one chance to make a good first impression. Sellers that leave simple items unattended to or dirty are sending a message to prospective buyers that the house hasn't been properly cared for. The flip side of this is sellers that go way overboard and over renovate. So please don't rip out your kitchen and bathrooms and install Carrara marble everywhere, unless you're doing it for yourself to enjoy. Also, don't choose finishes that are too high for the quality of property category that you're in. It will, of course, look gorgeous, but you'll never get that return on your investment. Do shine up your property like a pretty penny. My advice to sellers is to always make your property look like a show home. Staging is extremely important as well, and I personally took the home staging course at the University of Alberta, so this comes in handy for my sellers when it comes time for them to list. If your home happens to be vacant, we can also do virtual staging as well. Tip number 4, marketing. This is so important. I'm just going to say it. Realtor.ca is like Tinder, and if your photos look fugly, your buyer is going to swipe left and move on to the next property. The visuals are one of the most important aspects to listing your property because they are the thing that gets the buyers through your door. Do not ever, I repeat, ever allow listing photos to be taken with an iPhone. It's of utmost importance to have bright, clean, professional photos taken in order to get the highest number of buyers through your door. No exceptions. But visuals are just one piece of the marketing pie. It's also important to have your property listed on the MLS in order to get the highest level of exposure. Open houses, advertising, directional signage, social media and real estate websites, and agent-to-agent marketing are all part of the overall plan that gets the word out that you have a great property to sell. Tip number 3, timing. Spring is typically the busiest time of year for the real estate market in most areas. The buyer pool tends to increase because many families want to move into their new homes in the summer so the kids are settled before the next school year. And let's face it, most buyers, no matter whether they have kids or not, also do not want to move in the dead of winter. But no matter what time of year it is, the other thing to consider are the current market conditions. An experienced realtor will be able to pull the numbers for you and let you know whether you're in a buyer's market, seller's market, or a balanced market. In a seller's market, there are more buyers than there are properties to buy. Thus, the seller has the advantage, and the reverse is the same in a buyer's market where there are ample listings and few buyers, so those buyers kind of get a pick of the litter. A balanced market is exactly what it sounds like, balanced. Tip number 2, price your house correctly. The best indicator of the value of your property is unfortunately not what you paid for it, but what other houses are selling for in your area. By doing a simple search online and looking at recent sold properties, you'll get a clearer idea of the current market value of your home. All too often, we see properties that hit the market that are way too overpriced, priced too high, and then they end up sitting and never selling. You as a seller ultimately will decide how your home is priced, but if you're pricing strategically and at market value, basing your price on similar sales, you'll have the largest chance for success. Your realtor will be able to help you assess the value of your home as well by giving you a comparative market analysis, which is a report that does the house comparisons for you essentially. And I know it's hard as a seller to put a value on your home because it's your home and you love it. So keep that in mind when it comes to pricing and try to be as objective as possible. Put yourself in the buyer's shoes and check out the current competition that's listed on the market. How much are they listed for? What do those houses have that your house maybe doesn't have, and vice versa? Those are all things to consider. Tip number 1, work with a local agent. Find an agent that knows how to market and sell a home in your area. This makes all the difference because they'll be connected with a brokerage and other agents in your community that could have prospective buyers, perhaps even in the wings. A realtor is also going to be protecting you from a legal standpoint, handling all of the contracts and paperwork. They will be giving you advice on the marketing, presentation, pricing, and timing that I mentioned in the previous points. And they'll also just take that stress off your back, that comes from doing it yourself, because this is their full-time gig and they'll be committed to making sure that you succeed. If you're thinking of selling your home, I would love to chat with you and give you some more tips on how you can win in the real estate market. Send me a text or an email. My contact info is below.